Hello, everybody. My name is Ginger Snaps, and we are jumping back into her story. Um, I've got notes. I added some to the list since we last played. And I'm just like, I'm sucked in. I'm intrigued. I want to know all the details, not just the ones we have so far. So we're gonna jump back into it. We do know that Simon was murdered. We know that Hannah and Eve are twins, and we know that we've had miscarriages, their parents are dead, and Simon was found in the basement in bags. But it sounds like Eve found Hannah in the living room in front of Simon's dead body, and they disposed of him together. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. There's a lot of speculation, but we're just going to keep going. Um, I have a list. I have about a post-it note and a half of terms to search for. We're going to actually check the database checker here. So we've got almost the entire first interview put together, and we're missing some other stuff, but we're making progress. So we're just gonna jump in. Now we're gonna search for the term coffee because she got a coffee when she was in Glasgow. Oh,
Black coffee, thanks. No sugar. Sweet enough as it is.
ugh. How she takes her coffee. Not of import.
About 8 years back. It was a present to myself. I shouldn't even be drinking coffee with the baby. It's been hard trying to give it up. I think they say you can have 1 cup.
The 2 is 8 years old.
No. I've had enough coffee for today, thanks. Glass of water.
Refused coffee due to pregnancy. But she said enough.
Coffee, I guess. Milk and sugar.
Detective Sergeant. Ooh. Milk and sugar in coffee when black before was too sweet. Interesting. And they talk a lot about princesses and princes, so we're going to search those next.
It wasn't the present so much. It was one of those arguments that had been simmering for a while. The present was a mirror. A nice mirror. He'd engraved the glass, the kind of mirror a princess would have in a story. He made it specially for me.
Gift. Mirror was a gift. And I'm searching prince next because we've talked about princes and princesses. That is interesting about the mirror.
I don't know if anyone really changes. You just become more yourself. Simon was my prince, and that hasn't changed.
Simon was her prince, but in that song, they talk about a captain's son. I think honestly, it's So we've got 2 new clips about the car. Let's listen. Let's look at these.
I wasn't in the house all of Friday night. After the argument, after Simon left, I left too. I was upset and I wanted to get away. So I took the car.
Simon left, then she did.
Yeah. I pulled over and slept in the car. This was just by the side of the road. I was exhausted.
Slept on the side of the road in the car. They've talked about bars. Oh. Which sister is speaking is the hard part.
Nothing else happened that night. We talked, then I said goodbye. Then next week I was singing the bar again and there he was. And again the next week. He offered to buy me a meal. I told them I had already eaten, and so we got chips and ate them on the beach instead. When we said goodbye, he asked me to kiss him. Romantic.
I got the romantic achievement. Interesting. So... I'm curious. I'm really curious.
No. I told her it was one of my boyfriends, someone I had met in the bar. I think she was happy. But I could tell she was thinking, why couldn't it happen to her and Simon? They were the ones with the real life. Why not them?
Why not Hannah? But see, he slept with Eve and got her pregnant.
I mean, what if they were crazy? You hear about these crazy people all the time. I mean, why would anyone who knew Simon want to kill him?
Why would someone... Interesting. Things aren't adding up. Oh, we've got a bunch of new videos.
A week or so ago. It would have been the Saturday before my birthday. You know, I get like that on the weekends, have a lie-in, then want to get up and blitz the house.
It was Saturday after death?
Yes. I'll take a lie detector test.
Lie detector. Oh.
I've never taken a lie detector test before. Does it really work?
That's nothing of importance.
My name. That was the only question I failed. Your lie detector works.
False name on Eve? Or pretending to be Hannah. Interesting. Search the word cheat. Nothing. I didn't think there would be. Code. Nothing for code. But she keeps talking about her reflection. Silverleaf?
No. He normally silvers them properly. This mirror, it's supposed to look antique. The reflection isn't as good. It's the perfect mirror for someone who doesn't like to look at their own reflection.
Oh. She doesn't like her own reflection.
Yes. The first time we saw each other, it was strange. We both realised at the same moment, I think. We must have seen each other before, but there was this instant when we first realised it wasn't a reflection. The reflection was staring back. I think I was 5. It was my birthday. My reflection was wearing a party hat and waving. I knew what party hats were from books. And it suddenly occurred to me, today must be my birthday. I waved back and we just spent ages waving at each other and copying each other's movements.
It's gotta be weird. The moment the girls met.
I wanted to see my reflection.
She called
I
Hannah.
thought that if I touched her, something would happen. We would become one. One girl. The fairy tale was over, the witch was dead, and I'd be restored to my rightful place.
I wrote down witch because witch. She's brought up witch a few times. I wrote down bone, I think referring back to the song. Yeah. Hair. We've talked about hair a lot.
What kind of hairs?
Found hairs. I wrote down confess. Confession. Nothing. I was hoping I could get something off of that. But the expense account. The expense report. Okay, nothing there. Why did I write cut? Oh.
His body. Did not real. And his throat. It looked like his throat had been cut. And I didn't see his glasses. He has these thick glasses. He doesn't always wear.
So I've added to the list throat and glasses, because maybe that'll trigger something. Let's hit those, actually. Oh. The mirror.
On his throat. How?
I can't imagine the mirror was there.
Her story is that she'd waited for him to come back. She put on my wig, some of my clothes, pretended to be me. They talked. She'd enjoyed being me.
Oh.
Then he took out a present. Another mirror. Just like the one he'd given her earlier.
Oh, shit.
That unique present. She went crazy, smashed the mirror. They argued, screamed. He hit her. So she grabbed a piece of the mirror and just swung it round. She cut his throat clean open. She'd only meant to scare him off.
Wow. That's intense and tough. Oh. We got some more.
I hoover, I dust every week. Maybe less. I once asked Eleanor how often I should dust, and she said, if people ask, tell them you do it once a week, but every few weeks is okay. I think she was just trying to make me feel better. I mean, when I was there, she was hoovering every day. Ran an ordered house. You know how that generation is, putting on a brave front. She has secret stashes of cigarettes. Doug doesn't even know she smokes. When I was there, I saw her. She has these sort of porcelain vases, ornamental, next to the Reader's Digest books. Cigarettes inside. And she still has them. I mean, last time I was there, I looked in a vase. There was a fresh pack. I mean, all those years of marriage, and she still has a secret like that.
I wonder, have we searched for Doug or Eleanor? We've searched so much. I don't think so. Those are two people I don't know. Yeah.
Simon was very moral about that sort of thing. He wouldn't just walk out there and sleep with anyone. He wasn't that kind of guy. He took his marriage very seriously.
He's a stand-up guy.
After the kiss, the next time, he took me back to the house, to our parents' house, to their house. So, it was definitely him. I sometimes think he wanted to get caught to prove to himself that we were different people. He told me about his marriage, told me how his wife was completely different to me. I almost burst out laughing.
I wonder if he just thought it was her. And I've already searched wife. Have I searched husband? Some new ones. It's funny. I find that's got to be just the weirdest feeling to find your partner's twin that's a secret.
I haven't been into work. I guess I've just been waiting to hear from you, hear from my husband.
faking missing. Because we know that.
When you suspect someone of murdering their husband. She's crying, I guess. She's sad because she thought she saw her husband with another woman.
Projection.
But it's okay, because she finds out it wasn't her husband, it was his brother. And so it's fine.
Projection. Wow. Did I search? I did. Okay. She did mention at once wanting a lawyer. So let's...
Can I leave? Are you going to arrest me? No. They'd laugh you out of the building. A lawyer would make mincemeat of you.
She's defensive. She's trying to get out of there because she knows.
Yes, I understand my rights. No, I don't need a lawyer.
I don't think Eve had anything to do with it.
Yes.
Maybe.
No. What are you going to arrest me for?
She's confident. But their parent... So
Can you
ill was
imagine?
written down because of their parents.
I tried to get pregnant too, but it didn't happen. I slept with so many boys, men. My body refused. I think my period stopped because hers had. I was pretty ill. I mean, how could we stay the same now? Felt like Hannah had really fucked things up. Set us down separate paths. We had become different.
Interesting. Her body rejected the pregnancy. Now, I wrote down ill because their parents were died from death caps at
At
home.
the time they said it was poison, food poisoning. I mean, I felt so guilty. If I'd still been at home, maybe I could have done something. I don't know.
Guilt over death. No. Now, the one term I didn't search before about finding him was bags. Wow.
When will the police let me back in the house? They let me take a bag of clothes with me, but
Once back home.
okay. I parked up on the street. It was busy, so I had to park down the end of the road. Walked up, knocked on the door, no answer. I took my keys out of my bag and unlocked the door. The main lock was unlocked. You can tell because the key doesn't turn when you try to turn it to the left. I walked in. Simon's coat wasn't on the peg. I couldn't see his shoes in the shoe rack. I shouted out. I walked straight into the kitchen because he usually sits in there to have a cup of tea and read his paper, but he wasn't there. I touched the kettle, it was cold. I looked quickly in the living room, nothing. So I walked upstairs to the bedroom and he wasn't there. I didn't search for him because it was pretty clear he wasn't there. I had a shower. The phone rang whilst I was in the shower. I didn't answer it. I think it was Eric. Then I was just exhausted. So I lay down on the bed and I fell asleep, though I didn't mean to. I woke up a couple of hours later and I was surprised to see no one in the bed next to me. And then I remembered where I was and what had happened. That's when Eric called again. This time I spoke to him. Then I called Doug and Eleanor. And then I decided to come and see you. That enough?
Interesting. And I took down some other notes. A room she didn't mention was a nursery, but she was pregnant. I also realized I put in bar and not pub. Home. And I realized we haven't asked about the police yet. So we've got a lot of things on the list, and all of my notes, we're going back and just recovering and catching up as I think about them. Sleep. 2 new videos about sleep. And then coming up, birthday lie detector. Oh, I wrote home down already. Let's see. This is sleep.
I sleep on the right side of the bed as you come in from the door. You can tell because I have 2 pillows and he just has 1.
Minute 3 seconds for sleep.
Hannah was so smitten with Simon. She started getting jealous, didn't want to share. Even the first date. We went to see Tom Cruise at the Old Odeon. We both went, kept changing places in the toilet. We only had one best dress, so we had to keep swapping clothes. Must have thought we had terrible bladder problems. The next date, it was my turn. At the end, I let him kiss me, but that was it. We didn't want another Carl on our hands, and the Ouija board had said to hold back. After that, it was Hannah's turn, and she slept with him. Broke the rules. Deliberately broke the rules. She wanted to be the first to sleep with him. I mean, that's when she got pregnant. From that one time.
Damn. So, share. There's gotta be something about sharing.
It lasted about 6 months. I tried to carry on, but everything was different. Hannah insisted I not pretend to be her around Simon, let alone sleep with him. We didn't share him like the others. The rules had changed. Me living in the attic had become weird in a way it hadn't been before.
Things changed. Brought up the rules.
Okay, she's being chased. They're trying to catch her because she did something bad. I guess she broke the rules. Or maybe they think she did something bad. Maybe it wasn't her fault. She looks scared, not guilty. Maybe it was mistaken identity. Did they catch her there? I don't know.
Interesting. But I wonder who really broke the rules. Wow, I wrote down share and home multiple times. Something that they do share is a birthday. Oh, 9 clips.
Yes, that's my birthday. Not one of the big ones, but I guess you can see that.
It's not of import.
It was my birthday, like you said. We were going to have a meal at home. We had our meal. He gave me his present. I guess I didn't like the present.
I guess I didn't like the present.
No. Well, yes. You found out on my birthday. I told him I was pregnant.
So I think what happened is Simon kind of explained that he knew what he knew. And in explaining what he knew, she revealed she was pregnant, killed him, and then called her.
From when I woke up. Okay. I woke up. Simon was already up, and he made me birthday breakfast of eggs Benedict. We both had to go to work, so we saved presents till later. I got to work, had some birthday cake. Children sang me happy birthday. Then I came home. The birthday meal was a takeaway, and Simon gave me his present, which I didn't mind. And after that, we talked about the baby. Turned into a big argument. Simon left. I was furious. I wanted to get as far away as I could and get some space to think. So I left.
Interesting. So they talked about birthday, and then the lie detector got brought up, which we've already seen all the videos. I wrote down name.
Yes, my name is Hannah Smith. Oh, shit. Sorry.
Oh. The lie about the name. I wrote down witch, and I'm not sure why. Maybe the fairy tales?
Fairy tales. Stories about lost princesses, evil witches, magical mirrors, and lost children.
Magical mirrors.
So you see, even before I knew the truth, I'd found it in those stories.
And then I have down glasses.
Look, on his clothes, that would make sense. He made it by hand. I mean, he brushes the silver onto the glass. It's not how they make mirrors these days. I mean, he made the mirror and he gave it to me.
And I'm also gonna put glass. Okay. I've got a handful more, and I think we're getting close. Yeah, we're only missing a little. But I think we're gonna call it here. And we'll come back to it. I think we're getting really, really, really close, but I'm not 100% sure. I think we know the majority of everything, but I just want to double check, and I want to think about it. So we're going to end here. As the story is unfolding, what do you think? That last little bit of information that they shared, the dating of men is a little odd, a little different, but extraordinary circumstances, I guess. So let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. Wow. And I will see you in the next video. Be good to yourself. Be good to others.